Over the past 8 years, the rates of chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis have been increasing significantly across the military. And that's according to the March edition of the military's peer-reviewed medical journal, the Medical Surveillance Monthly Report. They evaluated chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, genital herpes, and HPV, the five most common STDs, in all available military medical records from 2012 to 2020. So they were able to look at the medical and administrative codes, identify cases of STDs, and then link them to demographic groups. Overall, they found that while growth rates and decrease rates matched the civilian population, the actual rates were disproportionately higher in the military. There was that 2015 study that showed a significant portion of the military does engage in sexual risk behaviors that put them at increased risk for contracting STDs. The military averaged 3 to 4 times the average number of chlamydia cases as the civilian population. Across the military, chlamydia cases grew 64% between 2013 and 2019, which is the closest I can really get to the CDC's numbers, which are available from 2012 to 2018. And they showed an increase of just under 20% in the civilian population. So almost 3 times the increase in the military for cases of chlamydia. And men averaged much fewer cases than women did. Because they were able to go through and find all these administrative medical codes, they were also able to link them to different soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. And they found that motor transportation workers had the highest rates of chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis. So they beat out every other occupational specialty. Healthcare occupations had the highest rates of HPV. And then communications and intelligence specialists, transportation, and healthcare workers, all three tied for the highest rates of genital herpes. So service members aged 18 through 24 had the highest rates of these STDs. And as they progressed in age, they decreased in rates of STDs. Female service members had significantly higher incident rates of every STD other than syphilis, in which males had 1.3 times the rate of occurrence. But this could have been contributed to STI screening programs. So women are screened more heavily for STIs and reproductive sexual health. So improved screening availabilities for men over the period of the study could have contributed to some of the rising case counts we saw in men and more of the equaling out between the sexes. Enlisted service members and those with lower levels of education tended to have higher rates of all STIs, and then married service members had the lowest rates across the board when compared with single service members and those who had never been married or had an unknown marital status. There weren't a ton of suggestions in the report, but the military suggestions by and large are to limit your number of sexual partners, to always practice safe sex, use a condom, and don't assume that just because you can't see any signs of an STD that your partner doesn't have one.